What's up YouTube, Sean Turner back with another video, and today I'm at home and it's a great day, so I've decided to open up my camper, which is the 2020 Black Series Classic Fold, which is a forward fold camper, and this is what it looks like when it's fully open. Super easy to set up and pack up, and yeah, it's got everything you need. But I feel like I don't have enough time to sort of go for week-long trips. We did use it for an awesome Tasmania trip, which we were there for like 2 weeks, which was so good. This thing was absolutely perfect for it. But I'm actually selling it, so I have someone coming today, and not only is it good weather, but I have someone coming to check it out, so that's why I've fully set it up. But before they arrive, I thought I would show you around. All right, let's go over the details. All right, well, as you can see, I'm currently sitting in the main bed area, which is a bit bigger than a double bed. It's between a double and a queen. However, it does have the standard mattress, which is about 70 millimeters thick, which is pretty comfortable by itself, but you can add toppers. And we actually had a double bed in here, like a full-size double mattress, which was absolutely perfect for our trip. It makes it a little bit heavier to open and close, and also a little bit harder to close because it's a little bit thicker, but it is manageable. But there is plenty of room up here. Me and the wife are in here, no problems. We've got plenty of head height. We would have our tablets and stuff sort of hanging off the poles, and lights and all those sort of things. And it also has built-in light, which is behind you, and you can turn that on with a switch, which makes that whole area really usable. As again, you're not sort of enclosed. It's super open. You can have all the windows open, and yeah, you don't feel claustrophobic at all, like you do in a swag. All right, the next part I'll show you would be the main seating area, which can be used in all weathers because this can all be fully closed. And there's plenty of space for like 6 people. Plenty of space to play cards or board games and things like that, which is awesome. And like I said, you stay out of the weather. You don't have to be outside and setting up chairs and stuff, which sometimes you don't have enough room. So you just pop this open and you've got all the room you could need inside this area. The next part that I will show you is under these seats. So easily take these cushions off. You can leave them on to lift it up, but it's easy to just remove them. So we have a 120 amp hour lithium battery, which provides the power for the entire camper. We have circuit breakers for the inverter, which is under this next seat, and also have another Anderson plug that I installed in the front. But you can see all the circuitry for the control panel, which is on the other side. We've got bus bars to allow you to add other accessories if you wanted to. I've also got the shunt installed here. I also have the 240 volt kick-ass charger, which allows you to charge from a home port, or if you're at a powered site, then you can plug straight in and charge your batteries up. You don't have to worry about them dying. Everything is done. It's all really good. It all works perfect. I had not one issue while I was away, and we were off grid for 3 and 4 days at a time, and all we needed to do was use a solar panel to keep the batteries topped up, or if we were getting real low, I'd just back the car up, and you can also charge from the car if you have your Anderson plug installed. So in this next section, we have the 1000 watt inverter. It's a Black Series brand, which I find works no problems. We had a toaster, jaffle maker, and also had a fan plugged in at one point, and it was super handy. You don't have to use that all the time, but it is really good to have, especially if you're at a powered site or something like that where you can top up your batteries. That's perfect for you to use that. But as you can see, I've installed another external Anderson, so you can plug in a power box like I got from Kick-Ass, which was super handy to run more accessories, because also you have down here USB and also another SIG port. So you do have plenty of spaces to charge all your electrics from inside. Also in this compartment, we have the DC charger, which is a King's brand 25 amp, which is fine. I've had no issues with it, and I've owned this camper for over a year. And you can also see we've got the solar input and the main battery input and output, and everything that you can need that comes off the DC charger. Mounted right there with plenty of air around it, so it's not going to heat up. Same with the inverter, but you're not going to use that all the time. But when you do, you've got plenty of air around it. We also have the Kick-Ass 240 volt battery charger, which is permanently hooked up. The cable for that runs to one of the doors outside, but I have made a cutout where you can actually have it plugged in and not have any doors open. So It can be charged while the camper is fully closed, or you can have it charged while it's fully open and you're sitting in a power site, which is super awesome. There isn't really too much going on this back section. This is just where the kitchen slides in and out of, so you can't really store anything in there unless you want to put something in the sink, but you can keep like your cleaning supplies and stuff in there, which is actually quite handy. Every seat lifts up so you have storage. This is where we have some tie down points, a kettle, gas connection pipes and stuff like that we just keep under here, or lights. So that's just what we have in there. There's a paint, citronella, and that's the paperwork for the camper, which I got off the original owner. All right, well, that is inside the camper. So now let's show you what is going on the outside, starting with the kitchen. All right, well, now we're at the kitchen where you have a light and you've got your external points, which turns on your igniter for the 3-burner stove. You've got your sink, which is hooked up to a water pump. I just don't have it turned on at the moment, but that all works perfectly fine. We've got one drawer here that holds all your cutlery and stuff. And then we have the other drawer, which isn't a slide out drawer, but it just sort of allows you access underneath the sink so you can put cleaning supplies, paper towels, and your electrical connections as well while they're not in use. And I should just quickly mention the bench space. So you do have the bench that folds out as well. And yeah, it's held up by a little leg that just tucks in, which is super easy. And this is that other drawer where we just sort of keep brushes and cleaning supplies. But overall, it works perfectly fine. You just put your gas bottle on the outside, connect it up to the gas connection, and away you go with your electrical igniter. Turn them on, and works perfect. Cooked up plenty of awesome feeds on that stove. So what more could you ask for? You want to make sure you're on a nice level spot when you set up. This one's a little bit of an angle, but it's still fine. Do have a couple of tow hooks on the back, as well as an 80-litre fresh water tank. Under here we have the Country Comfort hot water system, and on top of it we've got the kick-ass shower tent. So that folds out in like 5 seconds, and then if you've got mains water pressure, you can use that, hook that up to a gas bottle, and away you go. You've got hot showers on the go. All right, we also have this cable hatch, which I was talking about before, so you can have your 240 plugged in while everything is closed up, and you don't have to worry about water getting in. Back here we just sort of have our power leads, our winch handle for the rear winch, and we've got the blocks and stuff for the legs. It is rocking all-terrain tires on steel rims. That is the water fill-up point, and this section here will be the control panel and where the shunt stays, and all your circuit breakers and things like that, and all your switches for everything you can need. So you got this instrument that just lights up this instrument panel, but you can see how much battery and your water. And this is the shunt, and this is the shunt that sort of tells you everything in and out. So it's currently using a little bit of power because of the instrument panel. You can switch on your lights. You probably heard that with the water pump. That plug button will activate the SIG port and the USBs inside underneath that chair. And then you've got the fridge, obviously, which powers the fridge. Yeah, that's all been redone and it's super good. I had no issues with it at all. Before we move away from that section, I've also got the external solar. So that can be plugged in again while everything's closed up, so you can keep the battery topped up without having to open it up. In this next section, which is usually for pole storage, but can be used for anything. Plenty of room in there, fire extinguisher. These are the pegs for the tent, and these are the other poles which is for like the annex and stuff, which I never set up because we didn't really stay anywhere for long enough. But yeah, this is another overview from the other side. It is super cool, this camper, super compact, super useful. I say super a lot. I guess it's just super. This is the window that comes off the main bedroom part of it. And this is the tow hitch. Obviously got the nice chunky jockey wheel. Got the lock and the heavy duty lock. And I've actually upgraded the tow hitch. Come with a connection which was like only done by sort of Black Series, and it was crap. I hated the system. You had to get everything perfect so you could drop a pin right through. and it was just crap. So I upgraded the hitch to the Arc 3.5 ton off-road hitch, fully articulating, and it makes it a lot easier to hook up so that me and the wife don't get into any fights while we're trying to pack up. So I've under mounted it so that I could get more height so that it would sit nice and level, and it also looks a lot cleaner on the top as well. And that's your handbrake. Obviously that's your front winch, which I used to hold down the front so that it doesn't lift back up and everything stays nice and secure. And in here, this isn't the best way to show you because it's closed up, but that is 2 jerry can holders, and that holds 2 gas bottles, which I just have a camper chair just sitting there at the moment. Yeah, it holds 2 gas bottles, which we took with us, and 2 jerry cans, but I used one of those for like leveling blocks and stuff like that. But you can put anything you want in there, tie it down and away you go. Same as the boat rack that the shower tent and the hot water system is on. Obviously you can put anything on there that you want, tie it down and away you go. This has all the annex and stuff in it, but we didn't take that with us because we just took a gazebo, which was a lot quicker to set up. All right, moving on with this side, I have the fridge, which is I think it's a 75 litre fridge freezer brass monkey, which came with a sale when I bought it, and it worked perfectly while we were away. This side we had like ice creams and other things that you'd want to freeze, and this side just had all of the fridge stuff like your butter and everything. But I also have that fridge in the back of my car, and we would use that for drinks and anything else. So all up we had like 125 litres worth of storage, so we were never short of food. And we also used the compartment where we have the poles and the toaster at the moment. We use that for food storage as well. And behind here there is a little bit of room, which is where I kept my chainsaw so that we could chop up firewood without breaking a sweat. Hopefully I covered everything in this video. I know it was only quick. You don't want to have to do a million things when you're setting it up, so it makes it really useful, and you can use it for quick trips away, or you can use it for extended trips, so it can sleep a fair few people. What I didn't mention is that the table for the seating area folds up and it sits across like a bridge. You can use the cushions as another bed, so that becomes another bedding area, sleeping area. And the annex, which comes off the front, is actually quite big and it has an ensuite and everything, which is all inside that black container, and the poles are inside the pole storage area. The solar panel, which is 200 watt, can definitely sustain you for most trips, 3 or 4 days at a time without having to fully top it up. It's awesome. I loved it. I'm not happy to be selling it. We want to do more trips, but we're just going to stay in hotels. And if we do want to do short camping trips, we've got swag. I've got all the other gear that we need. Well, that's all I can really think of at the moment to show you off for this camper. As I said, it's good to not have a lot of things to show so that it's easy to set up and pack up. If you have questions about it, even though I might not own it by the time this video goes up, feel free to ask if you're thinking about buying one. I'm sure I'll be able to answer some of your questions. But that's it for this video, so thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Every week there's a new video coming out. It's always going to be a little bit different, so subscribe so you don't miss out, and I'll catch you in the next video.